If you're spending hours every week exporting data and building cash flow reports manually, it's time for a change. There's a way to build this once and never touch it again. Let's do it together. Get ready to build something incredible. We're going to create a dynamic cash flow dashboard in Knack that connects directly to your live data. This means real-time charts, automatic updates, and no more manual work. You'll build it once and it'll keep working for you forever. Let's dive right into it. First, we're going to take a look at our investment portfolio app that we have here. We're going to go to the app builder to check our investments table and make sure our data is ready for the dashboard we're building. The investments table is here and it looks great. Let's check out the columns this table includes. What we have is a bunch of columns like ID, investment, currency, asset class, and several others that are related to investment data. These fields will become the foundation for our charts. Now, let's go back to see how the investment records look in the table view. Look at all these records, over 500 of them. At the moment, these are just names and numbers and columns and rows that do not say much. Let's turn them into something nice, something that says a lot about our investments in a visually appealing way. First, you need to navigate to the left navigation sidebar and click the page icon to access the page editor, where we manage the app's pages. Next, we're going to click the plus icon in the page panel and then select the page option from the dropdown to add a new standard page for our overview. This will be our dashboard. In the dialog that opens, let's type dashboard into the page name field to clearly identify this page's purpose. After that, we're going to click add page at the bottom of the dialog to confirm and add this dashboard to the app. Before we continue, we need to do this important thing. Let's drag the dashboard page to the top of the list. This will make it the first page users see in the app, giving immediate access to the financial insights. The dashboard is created and it's time we add the charts to it to visualize our investment data. Let's start with our first chart. We're going to click the element button in the center of the empty page to open the menu of available components. Many options here. What we need is a pie chart. So we're going to see all the money that we invested. It's going to look great. For the next steps, we'll see investments as the source table to specify which data set the chart will reference. That's the one we saw before. Once that's done, let's click add element in the confirmation dialog to place the new pie chart onto our dashboard. Perfect. Now that we have our chart element, we're going to click on it to open its settings. Moving on to the pie chart diagram, we're going to go to the data display tab in this panel here on the right to access the chart's data source options. We need to explain to the chart what data to show. First, we're going to click the category dropdown menu to select the field for segmenting our pie chart. Then we'll select currency from the list to group the investment data by currency type. We need a new label for currency. We can't leave it as ID. It's going to take a second, and now it's done. Next, we'll go to the calculation section to define what the chart measures. We're going to select the price column to calculate each pie slice based on the sum of investment pieces. All right, great. So from here, let's switch to the general tab to access other properties. We need a name for our chart to display on the dashboard. So we're going to type total investments by currency. And in this field here, we're going to give the chart a descriptive heading. Moving on to styling, let's change the data label placement to outside with line, as the lines point clearly at data points. After that, we're going to click the toggle next to allow exporting under the options section to enable PDF downloads. Seems like we're done with the configuration, so let's click save changes to apply our settings. Great. Now for the next part, we're going to add a bar chart. To do that, we're going to click the plus icon at the bottom of the canvas to create space for another chart. This will add a new section. Next, we're going to repeat these steps for before, but this time let's select the bar chart element instead of the pie chart. Once that's done, let's click on the newly added bar chart to open its settings, like that. We'll go to the data display tab in the category dropdown field. We're going to select country to organize bars by investment country. After that, let's type country in the label field to label the x-axis. It'll just take a minute. Now we want to make each bar's height represent the total number of units per country. To do that, we're going to select units in the calculation section. In the same panel, let's switch to the general tab and give a name to our bar chart. Let's name it total units by country, like this. Moving on, we're going to select the column option to orient bars vertically. It looks a bit messy when displayed horizontally. So after that, let's place data labels above each bar for better readability. For this, we're going to need to update a placement. All right, now it's done. Next, we'll click the toggle for Show Data Table to give an option to display a tabular view of the chart. It could be very handy for charts with many data items. So when you're ready, let's click Save Changes to apply our settings. Perfect. Now for our final chart. First, let's add a new section at the bottom of the page. Once we've done that, we're going to add the pie chart element again, and we'll configure it differently this time. The element is added, so let's open its settings and go to the Data Display tab. Nothing new. All chart settings are in the right side panel. Next, we're going to change the category to Asset Class and update its label to Asset Class to segment by asset type. We've got multiple asset classes. It would be a great idea to see them in our dashboard, categorized by prices. To do so, let's select Price in the Calculation section to base the chart on the total investment price. In the same panel, we're going to switch to the General tab and name our chart Total Investment by Asset Class. It's going to be a very useful chart. Moving on to styling, let's change our pie to look like a donut. It'll give the chart a more modern look. Next, we're going to select the data label placement to outside with line, just like we did with the first pie chart. So after that, we'll position the legend placement to the right for a clean layout. This way, we have a clear picture of the chart data without looking elsewhere. Also, let's enable chart exporting under the options section to allow sharing investment data with anyone from your organization. Next, we're going to click Save Changes to finalize everything. Awesome. We just made a bunch of different changes. And now that we've configured our cash flow dashboard, we can see how it looks inside of the app. So to see it in action, we're going to go to the top right of the screen and click on the Go to Live App button to view the application as your team members actually would. Wow, will you look at that? Here's the actual dashboard page. The first page is as we intended. Let's hover over some slices of our total investments by currency pie chart. You see that the interactive tooltips display the correct data instantly. Over 53,000 US dollars were invested, and we also got investments in euros and Canadian dollars. Really nice. This means that your team can get precise information without clicking through multiple screens, and this data is updated in real time. Let's scroll down to the bar chart. Canada, France, Netherlands, United States, a lot of investments in the US. The data table below is presented in a clear tabular format, so this gives you both visual insight and the detailed numbers. What about the asset class donut chart? It also looks great. Let's click the export button to test the PDF export functionality. Amazing. Now you can share these insights with stakeholders in a professional PDF format. What we've just created is incredible. We've built 3 interactive charts that automatically update whenever your investment data changes. Your dashboard now shows currency distribution, geographic spread, and asset class breakdown all in real time. No more manual exports, no more outdated spreadsheets, and no more hours of repetitive work. You're going to find this very beneficial for your own financial reporting. So try building your dashboard and Knack for free with customizable charts that update automatically. So try out Knack today by clicking the link down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.